one of the biggest parts and one of the most important parts of the Cleveland Browns game against the Baltimore Ravens. You have the top two defenses in the league going back and forth. Make sure you check out that episode today of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. McNuggets really did a good job of just explaining early on in the show just how closely matched the Browns defense is with the Ravens defense. Both of those teams, from turnovers to yards per attempt to how many yards they give up per game to, you know what I'm saying, just the percent of the sack percentages and the sack rates. They're just 1 and 2 in so many different places and parts on the defensive scoreboard that, you know, this is really going to be one thing that really fun to watch, especially if you're a defensive guy like me. You know, you get to watch those guys. A lot of storylines too. Odell Beckham Jr. coming back, right? You get to go against him, and Denzel Ward and Martin Emerson and those guys, man. Seeing if you can shut Odell Beckham Jr. out. You talk about it. Kyle Van Noy, older guys that have been getting after the quarterback. Jadeveon Clowney has had a nice little year getting after the quarterback. And obviously, there's a storyline with him leaving, going to the Ravens. And then you have with the Cleveland Browns, who've been doing Dalvin Tomlinson, 3 sacks last week. Zadarius Smith, 2 sacks in as many weeks. And then obviously you got Myles Garrett. And I give the specific edge to the Browns. And I know a lot of people say, well, you know, in so many years that we've done this a lot. We've always just gone on and said, we're just going to blindly give the benefit of the doubt to the Steelers or the Ravens. We're just blindly say that the Ravens are better. Why? Because you like their colors? Why? Because their colors look intimidating. They came out there in all black with visors and all kind of, you know, the best player on that field is Myles Garrett. Like, I repeat, let's be clear. That goes for the offensive players on the Browns. That goes for the defensive players on the Browns. That also goes for the offense and the defensive players for the Steelers, for the Ravens as well. Myles Garrett is the best player in the field. And if you get a performance, and he's going to have a performance that says, I'm the best player on the field, this game is going to come down to how they play Lamar Jackson and what this defense is willing to give up and what they're not willing to give up. I've always said this to myself. Lamar Jackson is a greatly improved passer. Some of the passes he made against us last week was devastating. The last game we played, I mean, granted, DTR was the quarterback, and, you know, he wasn't prepared to play. The Browns really had no chance to win that football game. But one thing that you look at Lamar Jackson, he came out there ready to go. Lamar Jackson came out there ready to go, and he made 2 or 3 throws that game that really put that game out of touch. And so he's a much improved passer. But if you want to ask me what it is that you need to have to stop Lamar Jackson, it's very easy. Lamar Jackson is going to have to beat me from the pocket like he's Joe Burrow, or like he's, you know, Josh Allen or Herbert or any of the pocket passers. He's going to have to do that 35, 36, 30, 40 times for me to respect that. If he makes a good throw like that to Mark Andrews and he want to do it time and time, I'm going to shake his hand after the game and say, great job, son. We had nothing for that. But one thing you cannot do, you can't give two-way goals up. You got to be you don't be a man with no country. Either you're going to give up the running stuff or you're going to give up him throwing the ball, but you can't let him have both. You cannot let him have both. And I know it's kind of frustrating for people because they say, well, just let him sit back there and throw it, but we're going to sit back at zone and we're not going to have people rush him. Well, then you're going to look stupid because now, once again, that's a two-way go. You're in middle ground. You're not being aggressive. You're not attacking. And so now you're going to you look stupid. Now you're going to start running around, shuffling around, doing whatever he wants, pump fake here, jab here, throw the ball over the top, all that dipsy-do stuff. That's what happens when you give a person too much time and you ain't doing nothing. They still have to keep up the pass rush. They have to keep going, moving, making sure that you're being disruptive as they've been. But the only change now is that you got to spy. And when I say spy, I'm talking about, listen, you're accounted for him the whole game. Is that taking somebody else out of your defense? Sure it is. I do. I like to have JOK do it because he's that quick. He's not as fast as Lamar Jackson, but he has the quicks and he has the quick twitch ability to get out in the flat when he's out and he's out the back door. You hope that Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith are attacking as well. And what you want in this situation, I don't know if you got to play dime. I don't know if you got to keep JOK and if Anthony Walker ain't getting it done. How's about we move Grant Delpit down as a linebacker position with Ronnie McLeod in the back, still with our three corners, Newsome, Emerson, and Denzel Ward. You don't forget about Juan Thornhill. So that's more of a dime look. You might need a dime look, but to get to the dime look, to get to where you want to be at, you got to stop the run. You can't let Gus Edwards and Hill and some of these guys get 5 yards a pop on read option plays. See, here you can stop the read option play because JOK automatically has Lamar Jackson. So all we playing is zone read. All we playing is inside zone. If he get it, we eating him up. If he don't, we got somebody out there spying. That's the way I believe that the Cleveland Browns need to do it, and they got to do it in an epic fashion. What I mean in an epic fashion, they need to be able to be fast, efficient, and get turnovers. If I could get a scoop and score, if I could get to Lamar Jackson, who's loose and free with the football in the open field, if I could get the interceptions going, those are the things, and we talked about it. And what will you need? What do you need from your boy Deshaun Watson to earn these votes? Hey, be able to rebuttal. Take care of those opportunities. When they make a mistake, we need 7 from y'all, not 3, and continue to work on that. Continue to work on that.